Hey, good morning guys. This is going to be kind of a longer video. I got 13 examples I got to roll with right now. Let's get this mess started. Got to clean up these exponents. Normally what you do is you show them this way, but nobody does it this way. You've got 6 x's, you've got 2 x's. I see this a lot where you spell it all out. Like there's all 6 x's, here's the 2 x's from down below. It's real easy to see it this way, because you can just cancel that and you say, oh, how many x's do I got left? Oh, I have x to the 4th left, so that's my answer. That's an easy way. I don't think many people do it that way. Usually you subtract, you got the 6 and the 2, and you always do 6 minus 2, there's 4 x's left over, and that's where x to the 4th comes from. Like over here, w to the 3rd, w to the 5th. Not many people are going to count out 3 w's, and then 5 w's, and then get them to cancel. But it does make it really easy to see. One thing you got to really check on this is on your final answer, you know it's w squared that's left, but you got to make a call on whether that's on the bottom or that's on the top. W squared on this is easy to see on the bottom, and you cannot leave the top empty. You've got to fill the top with a 1. You can leave the bottom empty, but you got to have the top filled up with a 1 or something. Can't just leave it alone. Okay, simplifying exponents, pretty good deal. You don't have to spell it out. You don't have to do this. Normally I think everybody would just subtract. Like 5 minus 3, you got 2 w's that are left over. Of course you do have to make a call whether it's going to be on the top or on the bottom. The way I like to do it is 5's the bigger number and he's on bottom, so my answer's on bottom. That kind of helps me understand it. All right, let's get all this out of the way. Number 3. How about an 8y to the 3rd? How about a 16y? Let's just go with that. So we know about simplifying numbers and fractions. We know how that works. 8/16, that's going to be 1/2 left. You can look at it this way. If you want to still multiply it out, you're going to get one of those. Those cancel out. Still got 2 left. So you got 1/2, and then there's your y squared. And probably you guys wouldn't even want the 1. You would probably just call it y squared over 2. All right, simplifying this is really awesome. There's no plus signs, there's no minus signs, there's no groups. You can just start, boom, turning and burning. Where people mess up, though, is when the plus signs and minus signs show up. And you guys still do dumb stuff. All right, let's fix all this right now. Number 4, let's say we've got a group. How about x plus 8? Now, it's a group. It's held together by a plus sign or a minus sign. All right, here's the story. There is only one thing in the world that will get an x plus 8 to cancel out. There's only one thing I can put on the bottom here that will cancel an x plus 8. The only thing that'll do that is another x plus 8. So when you've got groups held together with this plus sign or a minus sign, it has to be exactly the same in order to cancel out. X plus 8, x plus 8, that's the only thing will do that. Sometimes you'll get something like x plus 14 over x plus 7, and you're really tempted to try to cancel the x's, or 14 divided by 7, but you cannot touch this one. This and that, not exactly the same. Don't touch this. You've got to walk away. Don't do anything with that. Same thing if you have different signs. Like here, say we have n minus 10, n plus 10. The only thing that can cancel out an n minus 10 is another n minus 10. This is plus 10. Not the same. Don't touch this. Don't cross anything out. Don't simplify it. Just walk away. What's another one? Let's say you got a y up top and like a y plus 6 right there. So here is a single y and there's a single y, and you're thinking about canceling those out. Don't do it. This is hooked up with a plus sign. This is a y by itself. You can't touch them. They're not exactly the same. The only thing that can hit a y plus 6 is another y plus 6. So these are things you guys have got to get better at. Do not do this. All right, let's get into the assignment today. Where are we at here? Let's go number 8. All right, so this is what your problems are going to look like today. W to the 5th, W minus 7, W to the 4th, another W minus 7. So they're going to give you a little bit of both. The fun, easy ones where you're carefree, you're just crossing stuff out. And then they also give you ones hooked up as groups with plus signs or minus signs. Now this, we catch a break. The only thing that'll cancel a W minus 7 is another W minus 7. Boom, boom, they cancel completely out. So now we are left with a W to the 5th over a W to the 4th. We can just subtract this. 5 minus 4, there's going to be 1 W left over. Your 1 W left over, is it going into the top or is it going onto the bottom? That's a good call. Well, the 5's bigger than the 4 and he's up top, so my W's up top. All right, so you caught a break on this. These were exactly the same. They could cancel. Now on the assignment, you'll get some that are not exactly the same, and they're going to try to trick you into canceling that. Hopefully we don't fall for that. Let's do the next one. I think that was 8. We'll make this be 9. 5y, y plus 9. Here's 20y to the 3rd, y minus 9. All right, so when you go to this problem, again, you've got stuff on the outside with no plus signs, no minus signs. It's fair game to be simplifying these. On the inside, you have plus signs, minus signs, you have groups. Very careful, very careful. See how this says plus 9, this says minus 9. Oh, maybe you can't read that. Minus 9. Make sure they're exactly the same because these ain't the same. Can't touch these group, you're stuck with that. Now you can go to work on all this right here if you think about the 5 and the y and the 20, and you have 3 y's right there. So that cancels one of your y's. You have y squared left. 5/20 reduces down. That's like 1/4. So for us, no y's left up top. The only thing left up top is the y plus 9. The 5 and the 20 gives you a 1/4 right there for y squared, y minus 9. So you can clean up outside, but the rules here say, hey, these are not exactly the same. Can't touch this. All right, final answer right there. Okay, let's do 10. Ha 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 ha, it's back. So again, flip it on. That factoring machine in your brain is churning right now. As soon as I wrote n squared minus 25, like you already know that's a difference of squares. Your brain has already just done this. You already wrote, oh, that's n plus 5, n minus 5. You have factored that into groups immediately. So you got to factor it first. Before you do any simplifying, factor it first, factor it first. Here is a 3 and an n plus 15. Think about that. You can take a 3 out, factor out the 3, and you got n plus 5. Let's set it up. So here's 3, here's n plus 5. So now you check it. You have groups up top, you have a group on bottom. Are there any groups up top that can cancel a group on bottom? Here's n minus 5, that's plus 5. No, not exactly the same. But you do have these that are exactly the same. So those do cancel out, and we are left with n minus 5 over 3. So the rule is factor it first before you do any canceling out or simplifying. Factor it first. All right, number 11. Let's see here. Oh yeah, we're going to be good at this. So x squared minus 4x plus 21. X squared plus 5x plus 6. So this is your favorite type of factoring. These are the easy trinomials. You're thinking 21, 3 and 7. You're looking at a 6, 2 times 3. These are your favorite ones to factor. So don't try to cancel anything here. They're not exactly the same. Factor it into groups first, and then see if you can cancel some stuff out. Negative 21, so you start thinking about that. Probably going to work with the +3, -7, or -3, +7. Looks like this gives me the -4, so that's what I want to roll with. So here we go, x3, x7, boom, boom. So we factor that top, we split that 21 with the 3 and 7. Factor in the bottom to get 6, that's not too bad. That's just going to be x plus 2, x plus 3. So you get it factored into groups first, groups first, groups first, and you start hunting to see if there's any groups that are the same up top and bottom you can cancel out. Boom. So you've got an x plus 3 that cancels an x plus 3. So we're left with an x minus 7 on top, x plus 2 on the bottom. And again, this and that are not exactly the same, so you're done. You can't cancel them out. This is what's left. That's your answer. All right, guys, I was thinking 13 examples, but we're going to call it at 12. Let's make this the last one. Let's do a double factoring. All right, what do we got here? So 4x squared minus 4xy squared, 4x squared plus 8xy, this one 40y squared. Okay, again, guys, you're tempted to see 4x squared and 4x squared and just cancel those. Don't do that. You've not factored first. You see 4 and 8, you want to cancel. Don't touch it. These are not exactly the same. So you've got to try to factor these first to get them exactly the same. Like this top one and the bottom one, we can factor at one time by just taking a 4 out. So across the top, divide by 4. Across the bottom, divide by 4. So this will be x squared minus xy. That's 20y squared. What do we got here? So x squared, 2xy, well, what is that, 35y squared. Now after you factor these, you realize, oh, these are trinomials. I can do 4 and 5 with 20. I can do 5 and 7 with 35. So it's a double factoring. More of the factoring that we've grown to love, it's a double factoring situation. Let's see here. I don't know. I think I can fit it up there. So this will be 4xy. What do we got here? So we got the 4y and we got the 5y. So the 4 and the 5 give me the 20. And then we got the 4. Let's see what we got in the one down here. Oh, 35. We know that's going to be 5 and 7. So remember your 4. No friends left behind. Let's get the 5 and the 7. It's positive, so we got to run positive this way, negative that way. So you've done your job, you factored it, you double factored it. You took out the 4, you factored the trinomials. Once you get it factored, now you can start hunting up stuff that will cancel out. Outside the parentheses, hanging out here is fair game. You can get these guys. Boom, they're gone. Out of there. Now you got to have groups that are exactly the same. Like here's an x plus 4y. Nothing like that underneath. Ooh, here's an x minus 5y. Here's an x minus 5y. They are exactly the same. So these you can cancel out. And then you just see what's left over for your answer. Looks like you got an x plus 4y left. That's for your top. X plus 7y left on the bottom. And then that's going to be your answer. All right, so make sure you factor it into groups first, and then you come back and simplify second. These are the rules.